Hello aspirants, welcome to Mohan Reddy Academy. As a UPSC prelims examination is already over, those of you who are confident that you will clear the examination, many congratulations to you guys. Your hard work has really paid off and it is time to focus entirely on mains preparation. For those aspirants who are still uncertain about the outcome or ambiguous, do not take any chances, start preparing for mains immediately. Waiting for the results may cost you valuable time. And for those aspirants who believe that they may not clear the prelims this year, that's absolutely okay, guys. Remember, it's never too late to begin again. My suggestion for you is that till until December, you should study from a mains perspective. This will strengthen your conceptual understanding and answer writing skills. Then from January onwards, shift your focus towards the prelims preparation. By following this strategy consistently, you can significantly improve your chances of clearing UPSC examination next year. And my name is Sailaja Areti. I am the co-author of the book Socio-Cultural Anthropology, which is currently available in the market in Hyderabad as well as on various online platforms. As many of you already know, we, that is Mohan Reddy Academy, have started the daily answer writing series. As a part of this initiative, we'll be discussing important questions in detail, understanding their demand structure, and the best way to approach them in the examination is very important. So, without much delay, let's begin today's session. Thank you and all the very best to everyone. So, we won't be discussing many questions in the single sessions. I will discuss only one question in a single session. Okay. So, the first question, culture is the distinguished feature of human society. Discuss. In mains answer, if UPSC is demanding discuss, then you are expected to debate or examine a topic by presenting multiple viewpoints, counter arguments, and implications. You must present a balanced and analytical debate before conclusion. Okay? So here it is a statement. Culture is a distinguished feature of the human society. So now how the introduction of this particular question should be there. So we have to make them understand what is culture. Culture is very unique to human beings. Okay, it's a central concept of anthropology and that distinguishes humans from the other animals. Culture is so unique to human beings. Language is also very unique to human beings. So no other species in the world has this concept called as language or culture. Edward Bernard Taylor, who belongs to the classical evolution school of thought, so, in his book Primitive Culture, which is authored in the year 1871, he defined culture as complex whole. So, he defined the culture as complex whole. And according to him, this complex whole consists of or comprises of set of knowledge, belief, art, morals, laws, customs, and other capabilities which are very much required for the humans to survive in a society. Okay, acquired by humans as a members of society. Similarly, Leslie White. So, who is Leslie White? Leslie White belongs to the neo evolution school of thought. In The Science of Culture 1949, which he has authored, he regarded culture as humanity's unique extrasomatic means of adaptation. So, whatever the thinkers has quoted in their books, you have to by heart and represent the same words, okay, which we usually call it as keywords and etc. So, anthropologists therefore consider culture as the defining feature of the human society. Now, what you have to write in the body? So, now you have to understand, make them understand what is this culture is all about. Culture is learned and transmitted. Now, we are explaining what is this culture, the different attributes of the culture. So, what is this culture? Which is not instinct. For an example, if you are feeling hungry, or if you are loving someone, or if you are hating someone, these are all some instincts. Culture is not instinct. You are born in India, that is the reason you are behaving in certain way. You are speaking these languages, you are eating certain type of food, you are wearing certain type of dresses. So the human behavior is largely acquired through learning and socialization. It is not instinct at all. Once you move out of our country, and if you're going to settle in some Western countries for a period of, say 15 to 25 years, you will not behave the same way how you have behaved in India. Okay. Why? Because when you move out of our country, when you move into the new culture and society, you will start acquiring certain skills, you will learn certain things, and because of the socialization, you will behave in certain way. So culture, rightly quoted, it is transmitted from one generation to another generation, like the language, education, all of them are acquired skills. The second attribute of culture is symbolic capacity of humans. So humans create and use symbols. So we use so many symbols, like Om itself is a symbol which is very sacred in nature. So if you're talking about the Chinese society, in Chinese society you see yin and yang. These symbols are considered are extremely sacred for them. Okay, they actually code for some symbolic meaning. So symbol, language, art, rituals, they play an extremely important role. And Clifford Geertz. So, do you remember Clifford Geertz? He belongs to the symbolic and interpretative school of thought who has studied about or mentioned about the Balinese cockfight. So, in his book, The Interpretation of the Cultures, 1973, he viewed culture as web of significance. So, according to him, what is culture? It is having lot of significance and it is correlated. So, that's the reason he has mentioned it as the web of significance, and which is created completely by human beings. It is not organic, it is inorganic in nature, and the basis of social organization. So the third attribute, so what is the social organization and how it is becoming basis, is that culture provides norms, values, customs, institutions. And why all of them are important? So they are important to regulate the social life. If all of these are not important, so a lot of things are not mentioned in the constitution, yet we behave in certain way. Why? It is because of the norms, values, customs, institutions. So a lot of times we say that we use this word, karma is a boomerang, it will hit you. So is it actually mentioned in the constitution? No, not at all, but yet we use it because it is part of norms, values, customs, institutions. And we have so many social institutions like family, marriage, religion, economy, polity. They are all culturally structured. Based on the cultures, that values will actually replicate or reflect. Okay, and the fourth attribute is culture enables the adaptation. So what type of adaptation you are talking about? Based on the place where you are present, okay, that type you are actually adopted. So now, culture is, it enables adaptation unlike the biological adaptation. Culture allows the rapid adjustment to the different environments. For an example, in order to worship Lord Balaji, if you actually move to Tirupati, Tirumala Hills, so usually it is located on little high altitudes. Initially, you will find difficulty in breathing unless or until you are a person locally adapted to that type of environment. So then what will happen? Our body will increase this RBC production and eventually this part of acclimatization usually happens. That is a biological adaptation. But culture allows you to adjust to the different types of environment through the technology and the knowledge. So in order to explain this statement, you have to quote certain examples. For an example, Eskimos in Arctic regions and desert communities in Rajasthan, they adopt through different cultural practices. So, how do they adopt to the different cultural practices? For an example, if you're talking about the Eskimos or the Inuits, they survive in extremely cold climatic temperatures, snow covered lands, long winters, limited vegetation. So, usually, in order to survive this type of ecology, they wear thick clothing made up of animal skins and fur to retain their body heat. They usually stay in igloos or insulated houses to protect themselves from freezing winds. They depend on hunting seals, whales, fish, and other marine animals for food. And they also use dog sledges and kayaks for transportation. What are all we are actually explaining? These are different types of adaptation. And if you're talking about the desert communities, they wear loose, light colored cotton clothes, turbans to protect against heat and dust. They construct houses with the thick mud walls and small windows to keep interiors cool. Practice water conservation through step wells, tanks, and juhards, and they rely on camels for transportation in the desert areas. So these examples demonstrate Julian Stewart, who once again belongs to the neo evolution school of thought, and according to him, concept of cultural ecology. So what is this cultural ecology? Which explains how human societies adapt to their environments through cultural innovations. Okay, and the fifth attribute is creates identity and continuity. Culture gives individuals a self of belonging and collective identity. As a Indians, that is a collective identity we have. Okay, so as a speakers of certain language, we have that collective identity. As a people following certain religion, that is our collective identity. It preserves traditions, heritage, and social memory. So, what is the critical perspective of this particular question? So, primates exhibit rudimentary cultural traits such as tool use and social learning. So, recently there are many videos which are circulating in YouTube where you see orangutans are also using the tools. So, this pattern is usually observed in primates because they are pentadactyl in nature. Okay, and they have this opposable thumb. They have this opposable thumb, and then they have this binocular vision also. How only humans actually possess cumulative, symbolic, and high complex structure. So why we have this type of pattern? This has to be understand, and there is a lot of research which is happening. So by this we have completed the body. Now let us understand how you have to conclude this question. So, how you have to conclude this question? Once again, we have to mention culture, why it is so distinguished feature of the human society, because it shapes behavior and enables us to adapt, regulates our social life, and facilitates the transmission of knowledge across the generation. And more than any biological characteristics, culture makes human uniquely social and symbolic beings, thereby forming the foundation of human civilization and social organization. This is how you are supposed to write mains answer. I hope you have enjoyed this session. Once again, we will meet in the other session by discussing another question. Till then, take care and bye bye.